All right, contestant number 9, Sibongile Setole, and she's from MLPC Projects. So I'm starting the clock. Over to you.
Sub-Saharan Africa has more than 620 million people living without access to electricity and clean water, with nearly 80% living in rural areas. Our mission is to enable the green energy economy and help drive the transformation in Africa. Greeting judges. Let me introduce my team. I am Sibongile Pinkie Setole. I'm a qualified electrical engineer with 5 years experience working with companies such as ABB and SAP Smart Water Meters. I have an existing company, mostly doing electrical installation, plumbing, and maintenance. In my team, we only have 1 qualified plumber and 1 part-time electrician. We are going to need a solar installer that needs to work full-time with us. Our achievement, we have 2 corporate contracts with Kandiwa and FNP. We have successfully completed, completed 3 business programs. Alan Gray by Makers Hub by Alan Gray, Women in Business by FNP, and also Bridge Trust that we're doing now. Our business model, we are going to partner with technology companies, solar PV installers, and agri cooperatives to offer a packaged solution. Our target markets are residential and industrial property developers, and also rural agricultural development projects. Our services, what we are going to offer exactly? We are going to, in residential, we are going to install a solar system that will supply a basic household. We're mostly specializing in solar geyser. Our solar geyser will have an IoT sensor to measure water usage and energy cost in a sustainable way. In agriculture, we are going to install a smart solar pump that has an IoT sensor that will monitor water usage and enable remote control of the pump. Our market demand. In South Africa, there is a growing need of EDGE-certified green building. Currently, there are only about 39,000 EDGE-certified green buildings, and the numbers are constantly growing. We want to become EDGE-certified. Our customers are property development companies in residential and commercial. We'll help them to save water, cost, and energy in a sustainable way. There are competitors. To name a few, Energy Unplugged and MLPC Projects. But our competitive advantage is that our system has a sensor to monitor water usage and enable remote control. And also, we are partnered with companies such as SADC and Leroy Merlin. In terms of financial feasibility, we have 3 profit centers, of which is installation fee, procurement fee, and project management fee. Currently, we have the capacity to do 18 installations per month. That will give us a gross profit of 108,000, minus our fixed expenses. That will give us a net profit of 57,000 within 1 team. Imagine if we have 2 teams. We believe that in 6 months' time, we are going to break even. We are looking for investment of 200,000 rand to build the capacity of the business that will help us to scale up our business. We'll also be very open to any advices and connection that will help us to scale up our business. Thank you.
Thank you. You did very well. You have an extra 30 minutes for the adjudication panel, so that's good. Sorry, seconds, 30 seconds, of course, sorry. So over to the dragons. I'm going to hand it to you.
Yeah, let me pass.
Thank you very much for that presentation. In terms of the, because you mentioned that there are 2 contracts that you're servicing.
Yes.
What are you exactly offering there?
In that contract, we are doing installation services and maintenance. As I said that I have an existing business. This is the new idea of solar with an IoT sensor that we are introducing.
Okay, maybe you want to talk to the business model for the new solution that you're providing. How do you plan to make money?
I plan to cooperate and work together with property development companies and agricultural companies. We will get the customers through our website and word of mouth, as we did on our company that is existing.
Okay, super. Maybe let me phrase it differently. So I want to just understand: is it clients paying you a once-off fee? Like, 'cause I see that particularly when you look at installation, project management, and the current way that you've outlined, it's primarily once-off payments, right? So people pay you for that particular installation, and that's it. Is that the business model?
That's correct.
Okay. Maybe let me give a recommendation there. I mean, my recommendation is that, given that you're actually more moving into a services business, so
yes.
that could be one of your revenue streams to the installation. But I think service, being able to monitor, particularly the fact that you're mentioning that you've got IoT devices, so it means that the devices can give insights to users in terms of their usages and so forth, and that's a revenue stream. Yes. So it means that you could actually look at a subscription model where the households that are using the service can actually be able to pay you a particular amount per month. But you might also look into minimizing the costs. You own the devices, you own the hardware, and all that you focus on really is basically servicing them and getting payment. In that way, your access to market will be actually quicker than if you want to sell the product outright.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think just to reiterate that what hasn't come out clearly is, maybe you spoke about your competitors. And for me, when you spoke about your unique product offering, which is the sensor, the Internet of Things is growing, and it moves at a fast pace, yes, which means your competitors will also get it pretty soon. So the way you're moving forward at the moment is very projects-based. In other words, I do something, someone pays me for it. And I just think that when you're thinking about the uniqueness of what you want to offer, especially if you want the future of solar energy transformation, in other words, you want to be at the forefront of it, you must think about the scalable model that you're going to apply, whether it's a service-based subscription, whatever, that you're offering to households. It gives them the convenience and the peace of mind, basically, that I've got something, it's reliable, it's gonna do this, especially when you're bringing Internet of Things. Yeah. There's scale to it. It's not like a typical, I put an infrastructure, I service it, I move on to the next one. So just think about that in terms of the way you're thinking about your model.
Thank you so much.
Forward.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pinkie, for that presentation. I think I've got a question and just a bit of advice in terms of how you're positioning this. And the question was around whether your technology, are you developing it yourself, or is it something that you're buying?
We're buying. Sorry.
Okay, you're buying. Because if you're buying, then I think you need to refine your competitive advantage.
Yes.
It means that anybody else can have access to it, right? So there's no novelty if you are getting it from somebody else. So please do refine how you're positioning your competitive advantage, because it's not in the sensor, and you probably need to do a bit of work to try and identify where it is.
Okay, thank you.
And there are two things. There is capacity and there's demand, right? And you're positioning your sales based on the capacity that you have within the company. So you're assuming that you will be utilized 100%, and that's where you're basing your sales. There's a bit of work that you need to do in terms of what your real demand is, because it might be above what you have, in terms of your capacity, or it might even be half of that or a certain percentage of that. So I would guard against that. Otherwise, those are the two advices I have for you.
Thank
and all
you.
the best.
Thank you.
Okay, let me come in there. So I think you also need to look into, and I think what my colleagues are mentioning is very, very critical. You know, project businesses are now risky and they're not attractive for investors. So what we're looking for is primarily monthly recurring revenues. So we need to see that money is coming in on a consistent basis. So I think you can learn a lot from the Netflixes of this world in terms of what they do. Your capacity might be engineering, but you might now become a tech business, you know, because now you're using IoT devices and so forth. So it's important to transition away from project work more to that monthly recurring revenue models, which I think you've got something very nice happening there, but you need to find a way to articulate it better.
Thank you so
Cool.
much.
Can we get a hand of applause? Thank you. Did very, very well.
My name is Sibongile Pinkie. I'm here to pitch my business. Yeah.
Okay. And then what special message can you tell UYBT for creating this beautiful initiative?
I can say thank you so much for creating this. It's been a very useful training and we've learned a lot.